Hello, SolarLoon here, and here's another Godot game dev live stream. It's been a little while since I worked on this particular game, but yeah, I'm going to be showing off a little bit, or doing a little bit, not showing off, doing a little bit of 2D game dev with Godot live. Not sure how long I'll be doing it, probably not that long because just my schedule I think is going to be changing, but I figured why not just come on and see how much we can get done in just a little bit of time. Let's get some music going. Let's see. That should be, yeah, it could be a little quieter. That should be pretty good, I think. Or maybe a little more quiet. That's probably good. Okay. So yeah, how's everybody doing? Let's see what we got here. Okay, so last time we saw this game, or I had this game on stream, I was working on like some kind of basic stuff, like foundational stuff. And for anyone who's wondering, this is like a top-down adventure game kind of thing. And I was working on like kind of foundational stuff, and I think made some actual like solid progress. So the system that I have set up right now is basically one such that an NPC is basically, let me see. Yeah, okay, an NPC, let me jump over to the scene there. An NPC is basically just an event field. And, yeah, it's just an event field, right? So the pot, for example, this is an event, you walk up and talk to it or interact with it, and it, you know, displays a little message. It has a sprite, and then it has a series of events, and it walks through these events in sequence. So you can actually see the events text. Well, you can see the kind of events we have, or I have so far here. I have one that makes an object, a node blink. I have one that gives an item to a node, assuming it has an inventory node. I have one that basically just destroys the node. I have one that displays a message and a portrait. I have one that teleports the object, target object, one that toggles visibility, and one that waits, like a timer. So basically, by stringing these together, you can get events, like, you know, a series of events, like a cinematic in a sense. So like this message says, there's a pot sitting in the middle of the room. Oops, didn't mean to jump there. I can close that too, actually. And then this one says, it seems a bit lonely now that you think about it. And then this one says, you decided to take it with you. And so it plays these messages one after the other like that, as it just steps down the children of the event in question. And so it then gives an item. And in this case, I just have an item code kind of system set up, but I don't actually have anything important or corresponding to anything here. Like, there's no pot item code. It's just, you know, a test. But I have a few item codes here that you can put in there, and then the target of what node to give it to. So we give it to the player, which we navigate to like this. You can also just select the node. Oh, I see. I'm sorry. So pressing select node actually like touches the yeah, highlights the node there. But you can say assign and then just point to it like this, player. And there you go. And then once we give the item, the potion to the player, we just kill the event, and that's the end of the event sequence. So let's go ahead and try this out. And it crashed. That's great. That's great. Okay, identifier not found visible. Fine. So I'm guessing. Yeah, let me see something real quick. This is like they changed some stuff, I think, so I'm gonna have to familiarize myself with visible inherited by no. I'm gonna have to familiarize myself. I'm sorry, familiarize myself with like the changes, if any were made. I think something might have changed because this shouldn't have crashed. I don't remember leaving this in a state that crashed it. Let me see. Print get node target real quick. let's see. Output. Did it not find a target, or let's see. Let's see. This is strange. Okay, let's do something real quick. See if it's just me or what. Okay, that works fine. So what is... what's going on here? This is weird. Why is that not... okay, what is target? Print target. This is strange. It's not... this is strange. It's not finding anything, but I don't... it's not triggering either. I don't know what's going on. Let me see something real quick. This crashes outright. This crashes. Let's try something real quick. Let's try saying this to true firstly. So did they... oh, a timer. Okay. Okay, I left it in a state that crashed. Okay, that's my fault. Alright. So blinking, I don't have... okay, let's see. It blinks, medium... okay, is it the wait time? So interact. I guess... oh, I don't know. Let me see. Let's try this real quick. Gotta figure out exactly how to properly get this working. Alright, well. Alright, so this should be working then. Alright, so yeah, this is the basic kind of system. So we can interact with things. We can obviously move into and touch things. There's message windows and messages with portraits. Events can be killed in a sense and go away. And there's animations and stuff like that. So that works pretty well. Now this is a different event. Let me see if I can pull this up. Over here, it's going to say these messages, and then it's going to blink. We're going to wait a little bit, and then teleport. So we're going to move the target object, which is in this case the hooded being, this guy. We're going to move him over here. So let's see if that actually works. Okay, it does. That's good, but the blinking isn't working. Let's see why that's not working. So it only happens once. Okay, so what I need to do then... how do we want to do this? When the wait time... we want the wait time... we want the blink speed to control the... yeah, okay, I think I got it. Because the way I have this set up, let's jump over here, is the blink is an event that basically says like how long should I blink for, and then the blink rate is the actual amount of time that the blinking executes for. So what we want to do is excuse me, we want to execute something on timeout, I think. Path to yes, I guess connect. Okay, so on blink rate timeout, we want this. And then when interact, let's see. When blink times out, we also want that to execute. Connect. So this is what we want here. Okay, so what we were gonna do then, let's see, this should be blink. This should basically, well, I think what we want to do, shoot, how do we want to do this? I think what we want to do, basically, like if you start blinking, we want to kind of like, if you walk up to something and start and interact with it, and it makes you blink, makes a node blink, we want it to like keep blinking, and then when the blink's over, we probably want to set it to something deterministic, like set it to be visible or not. And then from there we can kind of go, you know, we have something a little more deterministic and identifiable and predictable. So we want to store the kind of last visibility of the node, of the target node. So we say when you interact, this sets it to be get node target dot visible. And then once the blink times out, we set that back to visibility. Let's try that. I think that's what we want. Let's see. Let's try to do this a little more quickly because I don't want to waste time because this might not work. Let's move this pot. Whoops. Let's move this pot. I just set the tool to move, by the way, not select. That just makes it a little easier to move stuff that you have selected already. We can get rid of all these other messages and slide in here the blink event and the wait event, or maybe just message. Yeah, maybe we'll do it like that. A message and then a message, and the message itself can say testing blink. I guess we don't have to have the second message. Yeah. Okay. Let me make sure I just selected that. Okay. All right. So this should basically blink, make the pot blink for 1 second at a medium rate. Let's see. Testing blink. Nope. Yeah, it's completely not working. Let's see. So how do I'm trying to remember how I did this stuff. Let's see. How did I do this? What we need done. Okay, so done needs to be if the blinking time is gone. Let's see. If we want one shot on, we say if, oh shoot, if, okay, I think I know what I need to do. Interact needs to do this, and then we also need to, whoops, we also need to start the timer. And we also need to start the blink rate. No, the blink rate should always be running, that's fine. Or no, it's actually, we need to start that. So blink rate dot start. Done. We say if, what are we looking for? Like time left, was it? Wait time? If wait time is less than or equal to 0, or time left, okay. If time left is less than or equal to 0, then we want to stop, I guess. We want blink rate to stop. We want to return true. All right, let's try that. That might be what we need to do. Hey, it works. Very nice, it actually works. Okay, this actually is what we need. Now what we need to do, we can cut that out and just put this here. Or no, not that. We can cut this out and put this here. So what this should do is basically set the visibility at the end. Or wait, that's probably what we were doing already, and it's just, yeah, okay, hold on. Okay, so we want to say over here instead, if not done. So this should make us that it'll like blink, you know, turn the visibility on and off, but only if it's not actually done. Done triggering. Very nice. So it turns back to visible at the end. Okay. Okay, so it blinks pretty well. So we can say now we have different speeds. Let's try fast. Save and test out how fast is. Okay, that's pretty fast. And very fast. Would I ever use that? Let me see. Yeah, that's actually pretty much exactly what I want. So I can do something like 0.25, 0.5, 1 for like a teleporting effect. So I can go like medium, fast, and then very fast. Or I guess it would be like maybe 0.5, 0.5, 0.5, something like that. And then visibility at the end. Swipe Fast Studio says, I like the art and game. What happened to that? Why did that? Didn't I put visibility here? What the heck? Oh, visibility GD. That's what I'm doing wrong. I need to put this here. Undo that. Okay. Visibility. Okay, cool. And then we can set visibility to off, and there we go. So this should give us kind of like a teleportation effect. Not quite. Let's see. It didn't quite work. Let's see. 0.5, 0.5, 1. Oh, this is supposed to be very fast. Okay, let's try that. All right, that's not bad. Very cool effect. Now, something that I actually could do here is make some sort of library system so I can like reuse things like this. Because I mean, fundamentally, that's like a cool little, very simple teleportation effect. And if I wanted another NPC to do the same thing, it would be nice to kind of push all these 4 nodes into basically another, you know, kind of container and save that as a library of events, kind of. It's a cool idea. I might do that in the future just to kind of make it a little easier to share stuff, because, you know, if I have one teleportation of a character in one area of the game, I could easily, you know, have 100 other characters that teleport throughout the game and need a lot of teleportation, and it'd be a lot easier to create a single teleportation action and just copy and paste that. And then if I wanted to tweak it, I could just remake it from scratch, you know, using these kind of building block events. Imshin54 says, can you share the source code of the entire project so far? I could. I'm not sure if I will, though, because it's not particularly... I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this yet. If I do, I might share it with my Patreon subscribers first, because that seems like a cool thing to give them in particular. Or maybe I'll give it to everybody. I'm not sure. I haven't really thought about it until right now. I haven't really thought about sharing the source code of this particular little project yet. Let me do something real quick with this music. There we go. So yeah, this is a nice little start. This is not bad at all. So we have blinking, we have teleportation. Something I haven't done yet, or did I do it? I'm not sure if I did scene changes yet. I think I did teleportation, and it's just to a location. Yeah. So the interesting thing about this approach too is that teleportation is just placing the event where I want it to be. I'm sorry, placing the target where I want it to be, and the event, you know, it just walks down the list. So it says, okay, let's run these messages. Let's blink the target out of, you know, in and out, or yeah, in and out. And then after some time, it teleports the target, which in this case is this character, this NPC, to this location. So it's completely like customizable, and it's very easy to kind of visually, you know, push things where you want them to be. that's the idea. That's the idea anyway, but it seems like something else is happening here. So let's see what's going on. So it should blink and then wait. Is that where the issue's coming in? Blink, medium, targets. So why is it not? It's interesting. Is it specifically? Okay. It might be. Is it because it's? Oh, maybe because one shot is. Hold on. Okay, that's it. That's it. This needs to be on one shot. All right, so let's go back to blink and set one shot on by default. And go back here and yeah. Okay, cool. That should be it. Imshin54 says it'd be good because since there aren't as many learning resources for Godot as other engines. I'd definitely become a Patreon if you decide to share there. Thank you very much. I'll let everybody know what I end up doing and how I end up deciding to approach this. I hadn't really thought about learning resources, but that's true. If there's not really learning resources, then I should probably look into sharing this. And interesting, it's kind of interesting because a lot of people I know want to make games like Undertale and RPG Maker styled games, and this kind of is a very, in my opinion, a pretty solid base for an adventure game or an RPG kind of game. There's some minor stuff like that you need to fix, just kind of bleeding on tiles and stuff like that, but the actual like fundamentals is pretty solid. And I feel like the good thing too is that it's very easy to edit. That's the thing that I like, and I think you know, not a lot of people like. I think for a new user, this would be kind of a very fundamentally, you know, nice and easy way to kind of edit stuff. Like sometimes you get source code for games and or projects, and it's next to impossible to see how things work. This feels like it's very simple. Like, you know, you can easily see, okay, there's the player, there's, you know, a few events, and then when you open it up, you can see like basically just the events themselves, and it's easy to just like, oh, okay, so if I just change the text here, I'll change the message, and if I duplicate it, the node, you know, I can add another message, or you know, whatever the case is. I can change the item being given, and I can change what object, which node or which object is being killed or destroyed. So that's like, I feel like that would be good for new developers or new players, new users of Godot, especially because it's not like you have to read a lot of code to understand how this works. It's like, okay, so it's just doing stuff in sequence. And it's like, yeah, that's it. Okay, so the next thing I need to do, because I'm not sure if I actually did this or not, I need to make a means, because I actually had another scene here. I need to make a means to jump to this scene, and I'm not sure exactly how I'm gonna do that. And the main, I'm not sure exactly how I'm gonna do this, because like I can easily just make a scene change event, but the thing is, there's two things. Like, okay, when you jump from one scene to another in an RPG game or an adventure game or RPG Maker game, you usually want to put the player at a specific location on the map. So if I say, okay, you know, here's an exit, we'll say over here. How do I put him at this point on this map? I can easily, you know, make it jump to another scene, but how do I position the player here? And that's a little tough. I'm not sure exactly how to, like, how I would want to kind of structure that. Either I could do exits and just have them be coded, like, you know, here's an exit with a code of A, and then it'll, you know, here's another exit with a code of A, and do it like that. I could have it be yeah. The idea is that basically you want coding, I think, between, and by coding and code, I mean like some sort of means to tie together two things on two different places. So like when the player walks into one event here, and it transitions to another scene, it puts him at a specific location because it knows that's where it should be, because the other exit of the same ID is there. So either we do it like that, or we have it so that the exit is like a scene change X, like a scene change and a position or teleport event in one. I'm not sure how to do events, like when you change scenes also, it's gonna completely destroy this scene essentially. So like when you go from this scene to this scene, the first scene no longer exists. So any events, like if I wanted to put the player at a specific location on the next map, I can transition to another map, but how do I after that position him, because this scene is no longer executing, it's no longer there. Someone asked, hi SolarLoon, do you recommend Godot for game dev beginners? Yeah I do. It's a good engine, very good. If you're new to game development, you can totally make games with Godot, and Godot is powerful fundamentally, I think. So yeah, I have to figure out exactly how I want to approach this exit system, because the way I usually do it, I tend to do it, is I tend to, when we're dealing with stuff that doesn't exist, you know, essentially linking together, like the right exit of board 1 or room 1 and the left exit of room 2, so that they kind of link together. You know, you go into here and come out here, or you go into there and come out here. Like, I would basically just give codes to these rooms. So I say, okay, here's door A, here's door A. So door A on room 1 leads to door A on room 2, and door B on room 2 leads to door B in room 4, and so forth and so on. So, you know, they just link together like that. It'd be nice if there was some way to kind of point to nodes in other scenes, but there's no way to do that. I mean, just fundamentally, there's no way to do that. This is kind of an interesting fundamental problem. So I guess the easiest way to do it is to break it down into two pieces. We want to change the scene, but we also want an exit system. So changing the scene is pretty easy, that's not hard to finagle, but the exit system is hard. How do we get the exit system working? So when you change the scene, you can put the player at another location, but even better would be to not have to specifically do that, because we might want to put the player at different locations on different events. We might want to have the player do different things or execute different events when we get there. So maybe it's not so much put the player at this location after the scene change. Or, well, maybe we want, shoot, how do we want to do this? There's a couple of ways to do it. Well, okay, what I'll do, because I think the easiest way to do it is basically to have the teleportation system and the scene change system just basically when an event is in route, when it's running, it will run until the end, even if the scene dies. Now, how I'm going to do that, I don't know. But that seems like the best approach, mainly because we might want to put the player somewhere else. We might want a scene to continue. Okay, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna have a scene change event. I'm just gonna duplicate the teleport event, I guess, and call it scene change, or yeah, scene change. And the scene change event is fundamentally the same thing as the teleport event. It's just different color, and it's going to, let's see, how do we want to do this? So we set the scene, and then the next scene needs to basically pick up and put the target at the specific location. So maybe we really want to just change the scene and pass any data onto the next scene for that scene to handle. So if we say, okay, he ran into an event that's a scene change. Like he ran into an event that's a scene change here. It sets the scene to test scene 2 or whatever scene. And then test scene 2 picks it up and says, okay, we just started and the player is supposed to be coming from this position and supposed to be set at this position. And it basically does those things. How do we do that though? Okay, well, going from scene to scene is a pretty specific thing, so I don't need to make this too general, I think. For the most part, you're going to want to move one object, one specific object, from one scene to another. Oh, that's true. I never thought about that. I'm just thinking out loud. I could take the player out of one scene because it's just nodes. So I can take the player out of this scene and literally place him into this scene at the specific desired location, then destroy this scene. And I can destroy the player if he's here too. That actually might work. That actually is a pretty good approach. I think that's not bad. Paul Jones says, the only thing I don't like about GD script is that I cannot set vars to ints or float like C#. Oh, I see what you mean. Like different, like an int and a float is the same thing. Yeah, it's just a number. There's no real like distinction between that. You can use C# of course with Godot now. They're working on that. Imshin54 says, maybe save the player node in a singleton and reload it after scene change. When the new scene is loaded, just load player from singleton and attach child. Yeah, that's what I'm probably going to end up doing, because we don't really need to move anything other than the player. We can take a target specifically if we want to move other things, because theoretically there could be other things, like let's say an enemy follows you from one room to another. That could be possible if we just allow the event to trigger on anybody and to move the player, the enemy, from one scene to another. And then we could also have a variable that controls if the scene is destroyed on change. So let's do this. Let's go ahead and actually like try this. Let's go ahead and duplicate this. Name this scene change. Oh, they fixed it. Very nice. Okay, so we have a target. We also have a boolean. We'll call it destroy scene on change. It's false or true, I guess. We probably do want to destroy the scene on change. By default, we're gonna treat the play. Well, let's treat the player specially, kind of special here. Okay, so we don't need that actually. Okay, so. Wait a second. Okay, we need to have it be resources, events, scripts, scene change. Okay. So destroy scene on change is on by default. That makes sense, yeah. Because we most likely don't want kind of persistence to hang around there. I guess we could also have like, we might want the scene to just be set to invisible. Right? Because like if you go from one scene to another, you might just want to like invisible that scene. Although that's probably not necessary. That's a different event. We can handle that differently. Like if the player's in the scene, then we set it to be visible, whatever. So do we want to destroy the scene on change? Yeah, usually we do, so that's fine. Target, node path, yeah, that's fine. We'll say move target. So this is what we're gonna move from one scene to another. Whoops. Yeah, that seems like a good approach. This will be better as an array, just in case we want to move other things, but we probably only want to move one thing for now. Like, you know, most of the time when you're moving from one scene to another, you really only want to keep the player. Like, that's the only thing that you really want to like move. And even then, you don't really want to physically move him through the scenes. You just want him to look like he's moving through the scenes. But we can actually move him through the scenes. So that's what we'll do. Okay, so this is cool. We're working here. Let's see. Export bar scene target. That's the most important thing. Is there such a thing as a scene path? Let's see. Nope. Did not like that. Scene. Is it a packed scene? Let's see. Chain scene. Okay, packed scene. Okay, so it's. Alright. So it looks like we're gonna change scene. String for a path. Packed scene. Let's see. Can we use a packed scene? It doesn't like that. Yeah, it really doesn't like that. Okay, I thought that this was a thing. I thought you could. Does it not accept a scene path? A packed scene is a resource. Yeah, okay, there's no scene, so yeah, it's a packed scene, that's it. Can instance get state? Scene state. Okay, let me see some real quick. Okay, so node path is something specific, okay. So what is a node path? It is a pre-parsed scene tree path, okay. So I need to find something that works with an export variable. Export, can I search for it from here? No, can I? Export, set variable, export. No, that's not what I'm looking for. Let me see. Godot scene export or help. I don't quite remember what can be exported and not what can't, rather. Here we go. GD script. I don't see. Okay, here we go. Found the snippet that I was looking for. So it is just a string. Let's see. Yeah, Imshin54 says, yeah, just use string maybe. Yeah, it's that's what it basically looked to be in the. That's not what I want. Looked to be in the. Oh no, I'm just messing everything up. Okay, that's what I'm looking for. Something like that. In the docs. Okay, so export. We want a string. Global file system hints can only be used. Okay, full scripts. Yeah, that's fine. I need a file. It needs to be .tscn. It's gotta be file, it's a string. Okay, cool. So we can actually file, go up, and point to something. Yep. Oh, this is super hard to read. Yeah. Okay. Cool. That's what we want. All right. So let's go back then. We want the scene target to be blank. It's a file. It's a tscn file. Okay. So once let's see if get node target is not equal to null. Okay. Cool. So this is going to run afterwards. So the first thing we need to do is actually change this scene tree. I think. Is this a thing? Get tree. Yeah. Get scene tree. Yeah. And then get change to. Yes. Change scene. Okay. Cool. All right, so we're gonna say get tree.change scene. I'm not sure if I can do this, but we'll just test this out real quick, and then we'll see about actually moving the player afterward. Cool. All right, so let's try this out then. So if you will create another pod, this is gonna be the transpot. Yeah, transpot. I like that. Transpot. Transport on. Okay. Oops. We don't need to give him anything. We don't need to do anything with kill. Okay. So let's go ahead and save. Oops. Scene change, put it here. Okay. Transpot, the transpot in general can move over there. All right. Well, let's move it here just so that it's easier to deal with. And then the scene change. Okay, that's where. Okay, cool, cool. All right. Let's see what we got here. Paul Jones says, "Is scene change like in Unity 3D?" By the way, it looks that would be a no. Scene change in the idea of changing from this scene like in Godot, this scene to this scene. And really, in reality, it's just a collection of nodes. So it should be possible to do what we are planning to do. Let's see. Oh snap! Did it crash or did it not? What happened? Oh, it's because I left it blank, I guess. Oh no, oh okay. Let me go back to scene change. Yeah, this can be blank, that's fine. But if it's blank, let's go back. If scene target is blank, so if it's not blank, then we go ahead and actually do this, because if it's not like a target, if there's no target, then we shouldn't even like go to nothing, obviously. Okay, so that, yeah, nothing happens. All right, now let's go back here and change this to actually be what we want. I'm not sure why the file button isn't showing up right there sometimes, but that's fine. We want to change it to test scene 2. Transport on. All right, and it did switch. Very nice. And there I am. Okay, I have F3 set to minimize or kind of unmaximize, and F4 to full screen. All right, cool. So that's working. That's working very well. But now the thing is, there's two steps. One, we want to move the player from this or whatever target object we have. We want to move the target object from here, from whatever scene is here, into the other scene. So how we can do that, let's see, it shouldn't be too difficult, maybe. Let's see, let's do some real quick. Print get tree before and after, so I can see exactly what's going on. Okay, so it's the same scene tree, so let's see, dot get chill nodes, get let's see, if I have the tree, has node is a parent of, get position and parent, get path, get parent, get node, get children. Okay, that's what I want, get children. This is the node tree, right? Oh, this is a node. Wait. Scene tree. Quit. Has group. Get node count. Get node count would work. I just want to see, like, is it an instant thing or not? Current scene. Okay. So that's the actual. That's a link to the current scene. All right. So it's probably a literal thing, like an instant thing. Current scene. Let's try this and see if it's completely two different nodes. Nope. So it happens at the end of the frame. That's what it seems like, which is not ideal. I guess I'll have to add the node, add the scene, because it seems that's what it seems like. It's not actually, because the current scene is the same both here and here, so it's not happening instantly. So a change scene is happening at the end of the frame. So what I'm gonna do is this. Let's go ahead and try this. Get tree dot get node. No, get scene. Oh, okay. Get tree dot current scene dot add child. No wait. Let's see. How do we want to do this? Because we want to basically add the other scene as a child of the, like, let me see. I guess what we want to do is add all the children, add all the children of the goal scene to our scene and delete all of the children from our scene. Because switching scenes isn't really what we want. Unless there's a way to add. We have change scene. Is there like add scene or something? There maybe. Get child, find node, duplicate. I'm looking at, why is it, wait a second. Okay, get node. No, yeah, why am I'm typing, I'm getting get tree. Okay, I'm sorry, it's pointing me to the scene tree, get tree function. Okay, this is right. Okay, current change scene 2. Get frame, has group, queue delete. Okay. So it's looking like there's no real way to add a scene. There's only a way to change a scene. So a scene tree, root. A root is a viewport, which is a node. So a viewport has a child. Okay, the viewport has the child. Okay, the viewport has the child. Okay, I think I got it. Because the viewport's child and the current scene should be the same. Print get tree dot viewport or root. I'm sorry. Get root dot get children. There should be one child, and I think it should be the same one that we're looking at here. Let's see. Canvas layer 965 and node 1053. Okay, so the node is the same. That's the level. That's the current scene. So we want to add the. Let's see. Imshin54 says try get tree get root. Rails dev says why don't you activate test width and test height in project settings? I don't know what it does. What do you mean? Imshin54, like what is that? What would that do? Imshin54 says, yeah, grab the player object and save that player in a singleton. Yeah, maybe that would be easier. Maybe you're right. Joseph Catron says, can you instance a child scene? Imshin54, then after the transition, grab the player back from the singleton and attach it back to the root. This is being done in the script and in the new scene. Okay, well, yeah, I guess that's probably, well, I mean, I kind of wanted to contain it all in this one event, but that probably would be, I guess, the best here. Let's see. Project settings, auto load. I thought auto load, okay, singleton enable. Okay. So I guess I could just put them in the GUI scene just for now. So put them in the GUI scene, change the scene, and then pull them down. Okay, let's try this. I think if I get this right. Okay, so let's see. Get tree dot root dot get child. Does this take a string? No. Find no get node. Yeah, root. You're right. Root GUI. Okay. And then dot add child move target. If move target is not equal to null. Okay, let's see. Let's try this. So hopefully what this should do is just he should kind of be floating around. Nope, did not work. Invalid type, add child, cannot convert from node path to object. From node path to object. Cannot convert argument 1. Is it talking about, let's see. 13. What is the column 17? No. Line 13. It doesn't say the column. Okay. I'm not sure if it's talking about this or what. Let's see. Okay. So it's having trouble with this. Let's see. Print move target. Or is move target... Let's see. Let's try that. Okay, it didn't crash at least. But it also, I don't think move target exists. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. Scene change, move target. Let's try assigning it to the player. Cannot convert from argument 1 from node path to object. Right. Okay. Right. Okay. Wait. What? Node path. Isn't that the same thing as the node itself, or no? Okay. Pass a string. Get node. Okay. So. Okay. I got it. I think. Let's see. So I guess I need to do like this. Get node. Okay, well it didn't crash. Can't add child player to GUI player already has a parent walls. Okay, so that means they worked. All right, so let's go ahead and try this. Target var target equals this, and then once we have this, what we can do is, whoops, how did okay, I didn't know you could full screen this. Let's see. I need to find a way to remove the parent, or is it remove child? I guess it's remove child. I guess that makes more sense. Remove child. Okay, yeah, remove child. So I guess we want target dot parent. Yeah, dot parent dot remove child, maybe? Let's try that. Okay, invalid index parent on player. Does it not have a parent, or am I tripping? Let's see. Get parent. Why isn't get parent a that's weird. Usually for a lot of these, like, there are the functions have been turned to just accessing variables. Like get parent is just parent, but for some reason that's not the case here. Okay. Okay. Oh, what am I thinking? Yeah, right. Okay, let's try that. So we gotta move him from. Okay, there he is. Cool. Very nice. That actually works. So now we have two players. One in real space and one not in real space. Very nice. Now what we need to do is basically when we add the child back, we need to pay attention to where the player should be on the map. Rails Dev says test width and height will let you have a scaled window when you run, but keep the size when you export so you don't have to maximize the window all the time. I'm not sure what you mean. Let me try it. Do you mean like when I'm testing, it sets the window to be that size? Let's see. Test width and height. Okay, let's set it to 1920 by 1080, I guess. Cool. Okay, that's perfect. Yeah. Alright, so that works. Now we just need to put the player on the same layer and as the child of the thing that he should be. So what we need to do is find where the player is on the map and then put him, basically replace the last player with the current player. So, shoot. Wait, that means I have to instance the scene first, right? Or do I? Let's see. Let's try, Let's see. Let's do this. Let's switch this around because it doesn't happen instantly anyway. So var scene equals null. Can I like instance this? Scene equals scene target dot instance or no? Or no, I guess I need preload. Preload. Scene target dot instance. Maybe. Let's see. Print scene. Expecting string. Oh, string constant as preload. Oh, okay. So I guess I need a load then. So it loads it. It instances it. So then we want to change the scene to that scene exactly. Does that work or no? Nope. It's because. Yeah. Okay. Change scene to. I think that's the thing. I'm not sure if this will work because a scene is not a packed scene. What the heck? Let's see. Change scene to. So I guess I might have to just kind of move things around. This is a little awkward because I'm trying to move, kind of transfer the player. Well, I guess I don't really need to do this. Shoot, how do I want to do this? The easiest way, I mean, the easiest way to do this, now that I'm kind of like walking my mind through this, would be to just change the scene and then move the player on the next event, and then once it's done, close out the scene. Right? So when you change the scene, it basically sets the current scene to be invisible. Well, when you change the scene, it sets the current scene to be invisible as the scene. Like, it has to instance the scene in order for it to be in existence. And then once that actually like exists and stuff, we need to grab the player. But see, I don't know where the player could be in the other scene. He could be. Oh well, we just grab him. We just get him, and then position him. Okay. So I think I'm on the right track. I think what I'm gonna have to do, because we don't actually need to do anything with moving him, I don't think. We don't need to actually change the scene either. What we need to do is instance the scene and get ready to nuke this entire. No wait, we instanced it, so we can just add it to the scene tree. Okay, that might be it. So get tree dot add or get, let's see, child, how did I nodes? Wait, no, get tree dot root dot add child scene. Let's try that. So this should basically just overwrite this with another, yeah, but I think they both levels should still exist at that point. Cool. So once we overrode it, we can get ready to remove this level. Just doom this entire level. Once we do that, we're good. We just have to position the player in the other. Okay, good. I think I'm on the right track. So scene.find node. At this point, we need to find the player node, or not the player node, but the scene target. Or I'm sorry, move target. Now, move target is a node path, but we don't actually care about the node path because the node path is pointing to the node, a node in this scene. In another scene, it could be in another place. Theoretically, in this it is, but it really shouldn't be. But it could be. So we don't really care if it's on any particular layer. We just want the name of the node. So it'll just be a string, I guess. Yeah. Okay, so then we can say the move target is player. Why did that not save? There we go. So the move target is called player, and so we're gonna find the player node in the next scene and move him to where we want him to be. So let's see. Next scene target equals this. Print next scene target. Let's see if we can actually find the node of the specified name. It looks like it did find him. So now we just see if we can move him. If next scene target knife null, then next scene target dot position equals position. Is that right? Let's see. That might be all we need to do, and then just delete the scene, that the rest of the scene, the current level that we have there. Let's see. Position plus position. Let's try this real quick. Just copy this. All right, let's try it. See where this ends up. Yo, I think it might have worked. Let me see. So if I say, okay, we want this, yeah, okay, we want this next scene change to put him, man, but even this is not like particularly comfortable because we can't really position him where we want him on the next map. It's hard to see kind of where he will appear. All right, so it's working. That's great, but it doesn't, yeah, it's not really comfortable because I have no real knowledge. Oh, snap. What the heck? Oh, snap, I done screwed something up. Okay. Let's start over. It's like I can't, the position is completely based on what I see here instead of it being what I see on the next map. So it might just be that I end up just making a specific kind of doorway event and just making links, because I mean that it's pretty straightforward. It's easy to see where things kind of correspond. It's not like the ideal would be some sort of node tying system where you can like specify a position on another scene, but I don't know, that's not really something I can do, unfortunately. Wait, right? It's not something I can do, right? Let me just check something real quick. Yeah, okay, it's just in the scene. That's right. Okay. Yeah, so I'll just do this the kind of simple way with codes, and kind of treat it as an interesting little thing. So let's go back and change things around a little bit. We'll go ahead, make this a little bit of a better color. I don't like that very much. Not a huge fan of this icon for this. Let's see if I can do this a little differently. That's good. Okay, so what this is gonna do then, transpot. Okay, so we want a scene target and we want a move target, I guess, and we want a code, an ID. I guess we want distortion on change too, that's fine. And then we want also like an ID. Exit ID. Rayos Dev says, if the player was a direct child of the game node, that way you could just rotate the levels under in the hierarchy. Yeah, but he needs to be actually in the scene in order for, like, he needs to be under the tile map, under a tile map, in order for where is it, Y sorting to work. So like the walls here, I'm trying to, there we go, like the walls, in order for him to show up kind of like, you know, under the wall, over the walls, and under the, you know, pots, over the pots when he walks next to them, they all need to be under a tile map with Y sorting on. So I have this set up here where basically all of the events and NPCs and the player character are all under the tile map, a tile map. I guess it doesn't have to be any particular one, with Y sorting on, so that it automatically sorts those instances as, you know, they all move around. But I mean, yeah, so I think what I'll probably just end up doing is this kind of ID system. It's not great, but it's not really that bad. Let's see. It's not like the ideal, but it's not really that bad. Okay, so exit ID equals, we'll have it be a string, I guess. I guess it would be probably easier to make it a number. Yeah. Because then it could only be a number rather than it being a string that could be a number. This way it's only a number. Okay, so exit ID is 0. Destroy scene on change. We want that on probably by default. Move target. I mean, I guess this really could just be a property of the scene itself. We don't have to like do this like this, because we're not actually moving the player, right? Let's see. Yeah, we're not actually moving the player, so we're just moving the target called player in the other scene to the specified location of the other exit. So it doesn't really. Yeah, let's simplify this, because I don't want to make this more complex than it needs to be. So we have the scene that we're moving to, we have the object that we're moving, that basically we want to kind of stay in the same location. Well, I guess actually we don't need to. We could just have a event that kills the scene firstly. So that makes it simple, because we don't have to have a kill scene on event, destroy scene on event variable. We can just have a event that kills the scene. Move target. That's fine. Exit ID equals 0. Scene target equals blank. Okay, let's try this. Let's try this. I mean, because moving, like physically moving the player to the other scene seems like it's a little much. Dang, there's. But see, the player's inventory is his actual, his actual nodes in there. So we could transfer his inventory between each player, like between each scene. Or we could actually copy the player and move him to where the other player is in the other scene. I'm probably complicating this a little much. Let's just keep it simple and see how this goes. So we have the target scene. We don't have the. Yeah, we have the move target. So I guess actually we probably could have a list of like persistence, and then we could loop through all of the objects and see if they're persistent. Oh, why don't I just do that? Yeah, I could just have. No, that won't work. That's not the issue here. I was thinking like, oh, why don't I just give like a persistent flag to objects that I want to stick around between scenes, but the issue with that's not the problem we're trying to solve. The problem we're trying to solve is you go in the right edge of a room essentially, and you come out the left edge of the next room. How do we do that? I mean, one way would be to basically arrange every scene in a logical way, in that like the edges lead to each other, but that's restrictive in case we have, you know, kind of non-Euclidean stuff where it's like, oh, you know, this scene is above this scene, or this scene is inside of that scene. We could go this way, you go through here, you pop out here. How? The exit system is not bad. Let's just go with the exit system. Let's just go with the exit system for now, And once we get that working, we can come back later and refine it as necessary. So the scene change, we're gonna move the player. I mean, I could just hard code the player in, but I don't really want to do that. Paul Jones says, "Is there a don't destroy unload like in Unity?" Yeah, I mean, I'm not destroying things on. I'm not destroying things as it is. I like changing the scenes, like changing the scene, like with get tree dot change scene, like that will like change the level. But what I'm doing here is basically doing like loading the level and adding it in. So it's this process is basically what I would be doing with this, but without destroying the current level, because I want to specifically move the player in that other scene. Right, okay, so we instance it, we add it, we find the target, we move them to where we want them to be. But that's not what we want to do. We want to move him to where the other exit is. So where's the, is this the bot? Yeah, okay. So scene change. Scene target. So actually, let's just do it like this. Let's just like test this out as like an actual doorway. So you touch this thing. Trigger on touch, yes. So you touch this thing. It sets the scene change, and the XID is 0. Shoot, that's not gonna work. Because what if we want the player to appear at a specific location? Alright, I'm gonna just do it like this. So that's the offset. So like, okay, like here's the pot, right? You touch it, this is essentially a doorway. You touch it, and it teleports you to this scene, where it should teleport you to like a doorway, like one step out. You move left, you touch it, it teleports you to this pot, or this doorway, one step in. So that's why, like, the position is important for like the offset. The offset needs to be there. Okay, so anyway, exit ID 0. So let's go over here, let's test this out with this. We'll just do it like this. This is like super complex. I bet I'm doing this like in a kind of stupid way, but we'll see. I'm not 100% on that yet. Where's the, yeah, we want to lock to grid. Okay, so this is gonna be the doorway for this scene. Okay, we want it to be player, we want to move the player, and we want to go to test scene. Okay, so these should be linked basically because the ID is the same. So when you come in, you should go in a thing. Okay, that should be what we want, I think. All right, so the scene change then. Add it, find node. All right, so then we say get tree.root.get child. So the scene we're looking for should be whichever one is not the GUI scene. So get node root dot get child 1 dot free queue free. Let's try that. So this, oh that's right, we're not actually trying to kill this scene right now. I forgot. All right, let's see if this actually works. Let's see if this actually works. Nope, crashed. Let's see, interact. Interact, not interacting. Interacting.interact. It does have interact though. Body has method interact. It does have interact. Body.active. Oh, it does not have active. Okay, well, we'll just do it like this. If it is active or not body dot has meta active. Either it doesn't have active. I guess we'll just do it like this the other way, because that way it will actually work. If it doesn't have this, or it is active. Alright, let's see how this goes. If we just walk into it, nope, no bueno. Invalid call to interact in base. Let's see, print body. Print body dot get name. Trying to figure out what this is exactly. Let's see. Joseph Catrombone says, when I was working on my last top-down game, I took the location of the target and added the width of the target to the forward direction. Be careful that the place you ended up at doesn't teleport you back. Yeah, I mean, I could just, like, kind of hard code stuff in there, but I don't want to hard code anything unnecessarily. That's kind of what I'm afraid of. Transpot, okay, that's right. Transpot. Oh. What? Let's see. Rails Dev says, can't you mark the exits and have equivalent marked entry empties in the other scene? That's kind of what I'm doing. That's basically what I'm doing. It's just I'm using the exits themselves as the empties. Let's see. Oh, wait a second. This should have an interact. Yeah, it has an interact function. Okay, interact self. I guess that's what I need to do because it doesn't have that. Let's see. But that'll make it crash because oh no, it doesn't. Okay, this all seems to work fine. Whoa, that is not right. Oh snap. I don't know what. It definitely didn't like that. Let's see. Yeah, that is not right. I don't know what's going on. Let's see. But that's not. It's not that bad. I don't think. Oh, I guess I know. I guess I know what's going on. Hold on. Right. Okay. So that actually works. Oh, snap. Okay. That it's kind of working, but it's kind of not. So after this, let's see. Do we want to do a scene change and a scene destruction? Joseph Catrombone says, mint the marked empty method. Can't articulate character limit. Marked empty method? Yeah, I'm tired. I'm just like, what? Okay, so I think I know what you guys are saying. I guess, yeah, I guess we don't really need to do anything with the position. We can just assume that if you walk from the right into an exit, you can just teleport in from the exit plus right. That's pretty safe. So we don't need to actually do anything with the position. Yeah, we can just go with next scene target equals scene dot. Oh, we need to find the one with the right ID. So for child in scene dot get children. This isn't recursive, right? Let's see. Whatever node. Let's close this stuff. Get children. There's no get children recursive. Recursive. Find node, but no get children recursive. That's a little. All right, well. That's a little unfortunate. There should be a get children recursive. All right, so. Oh wait, can I do a find node? Okay, so I could do like a find node star, because I'm just trying to loop through every node basically. It's not going to be that many at all. So I guess I could just do. Well, we know that. I guess that's a little wasteful. We know that the scene children is going to be, I guess, node, and then we're looking for its child. So get child 0 dot get children print child dot get name. All right, this should be roughly what we're looking for. Let's see. Blah node sprite. Okay, that's not quite what I expected. Dot get name. Dot get name. Okay, what's the scene? I thought the scene would be blah node bg. Move target. Add child. Scene. Node. Find node, move target. Okay, wait. What is it thinking I'm getting? What? I'm just like, what in the world? Node. Okay, that is correct. Node, okay. Print scene.getChild 0. Okay, BG. Okay, that's right. Okay, we're good. All right, so for child and scene.getChild 0.getChildren. Okay. Print scene.getChild 0.getName. So wait a second. Am I tripping or what? Because getChild 0 should not be BG. Should be. Okay, fine. So I can just do get children. All right, that's fine. So the scene is this node. Okay, all right. I got it. Okay, so good. All right, this is what we're looking for. This is what we're looking for finally. So then what we need to do is find the. Wow, we have to loop through them again. Okay, I'm trying to like, is there any way I can avoid this? I don't think so. I think this is what I need to do. Okay. All right, so we say if child dot has node scene change, I guess, and child dot get node scene change dot exit ID. How did I spell it? Oh, I spelled it like that. Equals exit ID. Then next scene target dot position equals child dot get node scene change dot position break. All right, let's. This is bananas. Let's see. Didn't work. It didn't work. Okay, let's see. Print. Oh wait. Child dot get child dot position plus child dot get node scene change dot position. Let's try that. All right, that's kind of correct. Now we just need to add vector 2 of the direction that you hit it from. right? Yay. But this is so specific. I'm just gonna make it specific to the player. There's no reason. I just, it's so much stuff that you have to do to not make it specific to the. All right. Let's take out move target, because whatever it's, we'll just assume it's the object touching it. So we'll just not even have move target. But then there's no point even having move target, because we're not actually adding it to the other scene. If we were adding it, then I could understand, but we're not. So the player is the only thing we were really looking at and dealing with. Like, I was thinking about, like, oh, what if we want, like, an enemy to move across the screens? I'd have to code this incorrectly, essentially. I'm not doing that. So we'll just do it like this. We know that the player is gonna be there. We don't need a lot of this, because we know that the player is gonna be there. So we'll just, I'll copy this, but we don't really need a lot of this. We'll just do it like this. Player, or we'll say NS player. That's the next scene's player. We know he's gonna be there, so well, he might not in certain like cinematics, so that's fine. NS player child plus NS player dot facing. Heck if I care. I don't even care anymore. Yeah, we know it's the player. We'll just go like that player. Alright, let's see how this goes. What was that? Okay. Didn't work! Let's see. Phasing might be, oh yeah, times 10, I think it is. Let's try that. Nope. Oh wait, that's right, I have to kill the scene afterward. So we'll just go and do get tree. We'll do it like this: get tree dot root dot get child 1 dot cube 3. Because I just don't really care anymore. I just don't really care about like generalizing things right now. Let's just get it working and see about going from there. Okay, this works. Okay, it's not, it ain't, but it's not, you know? Let's try this a little bit better. Let's try doing this. Let's do multiply the facing by 40 just to make sure, is this working right or no? Okay, why is, oh, okay, so it's not the player's facing, it's the player's current facing. So we want to find not the scenes. Get tree dot root dot level. I guess current level or level scene. Scene. No, get tree. What am I looking for? Yeah, get tree dot current scene dot find node player dot facing. Okay, let's try that. This should be what I think we're looking for. It's not working, but it's working like halfway. It's working like almost. Let's see if we can bring it home, bring it all the way home. So when we go back, it doesn't position. What the heck? Find node on null instance. Oh man, it does not like what I'm doing here. Okay. Imshin54 says, actually, I've been out for too long. I am not sure what you're trying to make anymore. Oh man, I'm almost there. I think I just need like a little more. I'm basically trying to make an exit. It's working this way, but it doesn't work this way. Why? I'm not sure. So there's a couple things I need to fix. Firstly, this should be trigger on touch. Secondly, Where? Print child, real quick. Why is this? Okay, child. Nope. Print child dot get name. Wish this wasn't. Okay. I should go for a smaller thing. Alright. Wait, whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, it's because it triggers on touch. That's right. So it needs to put you further out. Okay, that's a good thing to test out. So let's push you further out than 10 by just a little bit. Okay. All right, so that's good. It just doesn't teleport you back on the way back. Also, it crashes here. Let's see. Let me project settings. I don't like this. Let's go back to like 1600, 900, something like that. It's not really that great. Let's go with like, I need something that allows me to see the background a little bit better. 640 by 300. Whatever, that's fine. Let's see. BG floor walls overlay solid. If child, okay, for child and scene.get children. BG floor player wall solid pot. Okay. So here, oh, okay, that's right, because that's right. We need to look into each child's child. Okay, so for child, I guess we'll just say C. For C in C.get children, and then for child in C.get children. Beep. I mean, I guess we could just look through every, yeah, it might just be better, more clean. Because we're only going to do this once, so it's probably just better to do it like this. For C in scene.find node. Let's see, how does this find a descendant whose name matches mask? Wait, there's no add child. That's right, I checked this. There's no recursive, get children recursive. Why is there no get children recursive? Alright, well, fine. Alright, let's just go with this for now. Yeah, it's just not, that's just not working. Let's see, how do we break out multiple times? I'm not sure if there is. Done equals false. Done equals true. Break. If done, break. Nope. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. Print child real quick. Oh. Okay. Right. Okay. Because we're looking through everything now. That's right. What am I even like? What am I even trying to do here right now? Like, what's my goal here? See, the problem is that the exit itself is an event. So like, there's no such thing as an exit. It's just a scene change. What I need to do is basically have an exit event specifically kind of like engineered, so that I can see like, oh, here's look and find all the exits, and then just go from there. But even that, there's no way to find multiples of a node, as far as I can tell, which is bananas. Yeah, So what I'll probably end up doing is making a special exit scene that's just a little easier to deal with, because otherwise I'm gonna be just like spinning my wheels, just trying to make it kind of smush into this concept. But then again, I mean, like, you have cinematics where like the scene changes in RPGs and stuff. So I don't know, dude. This is just, it's so bananas. I have no idea. It's just, I gotta figure out exactly how I want to do this. The scene change having an exit ID isn't bad. That's not bad. It's not great, but it's not bad. Not really. But it could be better. It could just be a little smoother. Exit ID. Tying into an exit ID over here. See, we can't change the level immediately. Wait, why can't we change the level immediately? We change the level when we, because we want to move the player, but we can just do that with something, with a script on load. That's fine. Yeah. Maybe that's what I'll do. Okay. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna sign off because I'm tired and I need to get something to eat and stuff. But like, I think what I'll end up doing is just use change scene rather than this system. I don't really need to do this, I don't think. Like, this is a lot of work, and change scene might do exactly what I need it to do, so I'll look into that to see if I can just do like a scene change real smooth, and then on reload, like, I can just set the player's like stat, like his like set a, well, but see, I need to preserve his information anyway, so I have to figure out how I need to preserve the player's information and how, like, when I'm gonna do that. It's a little much. It's a little much to figure out in one like sitting, because I need to save his inventory, and I also need to move him. So either I save his inventory and give it to the next player in the other room and move the player in the other room, or I move this player over there. I'll have to think about it. Yeah, I'll have to think about it. It's like, I have to, I'll probably just end up like copying, like removing the player and adding him to where the player should be in the other room, if it exists, or something. Mshin54, thanks for the code. I'll check it out on Pastebin if I remember. Yeah, okay. So I think I'm on the right track. I just have to copy the player essentially and put him down in the other scene where I want him to be. Okay, I'll have to look into it. It's gonna be a little awkward, I think, to do. You know, it'll take some time for me to like bang out exactly how this works and what I need to do. But anyway, thank you very much for watching. It's been fun. It's been real. It's always fun to work on games and try to solve these kinds of problems. And this is like kind of a problem. Like, I always solve it, and I pretty much always do it the same way. But I never really like the solution. Like, my ideal solution would be something where I can select it in this scene, and it'll like, and I can say like, oh, select the point, and it'll jump to the other scene, and I can, you know, put down where I want it to be and say confirm and jump back to this scene and like have a link. But there's no such linking feature. Like, very few engines have such a linking feature, which is strange because like moving to a specific location in another scene is such a, like, every single game does. Like, every single game does this, unless it's like a platformer or something. But like any kind of RPG, any kind of adventure game, any kind of you know, any kind of game with persistence, you will want to exit one location and spawn the player at a specific location in another scene. And I'm not sure why engines never provide functionality for that, for just basically just linking to another node in another scene. Like, I know it's not like how would you even do it, but at the same time, it's like it's such a baseline. Like every game uses it. It's kind of difficult to kind of finagle and bang down and work on. Well, anyway, let me see. Imshin54 is asking me to look at his code. I would, but I can't really find it that easily. Let's see. Does that work? No, it says the page has been removed, so I'm not sure how to get to it. You didn't post a link, homie. You posted a identifier. I have no idea how to get to that using my skills in Google Foo. Yeah, I can't actually get to that page. So yeah, I'll have to figure it out somehow. But thank you very much for the help nonetheless. And thank you very much for everybody coming by and checking out my little game in production, my little test, in a sense. And we'll see if... We'll see if I can figure out what's going on. Imshin, yeah, actually, I think I have the right URL. It's just not coming up. I mean, I must have the wrong URL, but I don't. What you're typing, what your link is, doesn't come up to me. It says this page has been removed. RKXXAR. Yeah. So it's just not, the link's not there. So anyway, nonetheless, thank you very much. It's been real. It's been fun. And yeah, hopefully I'll have this up and running soon, pretty easily, without issues. And maybe I'll go ahead and post a little template for other people to check out, because this is actually a pretty good template. This kind of covers most of the basic stuff, messages, teleportation, you know, kind of a couple of, you know, very basic things. But the thing about it, like, also the side thing about it, like when you post like resources for people to learn from, some people don't learn from them. Like some people just like, oh hey, can you add like a shop system? Can you add like, you know, this feature or that feature? It's like, my goal is not to make it easy for you to make your game. Like, my goal is not to make your game for you. My goal is to make it easy for you to learn how to make your game and to provide a base. That's what the templates are for. It's, you know, like you shouldn't go in like, oh, here's, you know, the entirety of Super Mario Brothers. It's like, well, that's not the point. The point isn't to give you a complete game for you to tweak and re-release or anything like that. The point is to give you something that you learn from, to tweak, to, you know, give yourself a base to make your own product on, or your own ideas on. So like, no one should take this and be like, oh, you know, or, I mean, you're gonna get those questions and points anyway. Somebody's gonna come up and be like, this is so cool, have you thought about adding a shop system? It's like, well, I mean, yeah, I could, and yeah, I, you know, would like to, but at the same time, if you're interested in it, you should do it for yourself and learn how to add a shop system, and not like wait on somebody else to make the template better so that you don't have to do the work. It's like, well, that's the entire point, is for you to do the work. That's why I'm making this stuff, and you know, that's why I might put it out there, is for other people to do the work, not for other people to not do the work. So anyway, yeah. I guess I'm kind of just ranting at this point. Thank you very much for watching. It's been real. It's been fun. and we'll see how things turn out in the future with this little project. Thank you very much for watching me, and it's been fun. Oh, and if you want to support me, you can find links in the description: Patreon, Itch, Steam, Bandcamp, all that stuff. Thank you. See ya.